Chapter 5 Beneath the Surface. Donavan sat in the sterile silence of his new quarters, a room that looked more like a high-end hospital suite than a luxury prize package. Smooth, seamless walls hummed faintly with an energy he couldn't place. There were no corners, no windows, and nothing that made the space feel alive. Even the furniture felt strange. Shapes molded to his body in ways that seemed too precise, like they've studied him before he arrived. He hadn't seen Sierra since they were escorted off the winner's stage. That had been 3 days ago, at least. He thought it had been. The lights never dimmed. There was no night or day in this place, just endless artificial brightness. A chime sounded, soft and musical. "Donavan," said a voice he didn't recognize, calm, female, emotionless. "You are summoned." The door, which had no visible handles or seams, simply dissolved away, revealing a figure standing on the other side. It was a woman, tall, pale, and dressed in a suit that shimmered like liquid mercury. Her face was human enough, but there was a blankness to her eyes, like someone had wiped the emotions clean. "Follow me," she said. He hesitated. "Where are we going?" "To orientation." Donavan stepped out cautiously. The hallway curved in a wide arc, its walls pulsating softly, like the building itself was breathing. The air was warm and faintly metallic. He followed her in silence, trying to suppress the rising panic in his gut. As they walked, other winners passed in silence, each escorted by their own guide. Some looked terrified, some looked numb. No one spoke. After what felt like a long descent, they entered a wide chamber with rows of silver seats, arranged like a lecture hall. Dozens of others were already seated, all wearing the same featureless gray clothing. The room was silent, too silent, as though sound didn't quite travel here the way it should. He found a seat. The second he sat, the chair adjusted itself, perfectly aligning with his posture. Then the lights dimmed. A circular platform in the center of the room began to glow. A figure appeared, not walking, not materializing, but simply being there, as if they'd always been part of the light. The figure was tall and androgynous, draped in robes that shimmered like oil on water. Their skin had a faint bluish hue, and their eyes were large, entirely black, yet somehow gentle. "Welcome," they said, their voice resonating not just in Donovan's ears, but somewhere deeper, inside his bones. "You have been chosen." Murmurs rippled through the room, but the being raised a hand. "We understand your confusion. You were told you won a lottery. This is true, but the nature of your prize is more expansive than described." A low chill crept down Donovan's spine. 50 years ago," the being continued, "a pact was made between your government and our kind. In exchange for advancements in energy, medicine, and planetary defense, we were granted permission to select candidates for integration. Every year, 1 male and 1 female from each state are chosen. You are the current offering." A gasp escaped someone near the back. Another person stood up and bolted for the door, only to collapse in agony as a surge of invisible force struck him mid-stride. The being didn't react. "Do not attempt to flee. The process has already begun." Donovan's breath caught. "Integration," the figure continued. "You are not prisoners. You are bridges. We will learn from you, and in return you will be given access to knowledge far beyond anything your species currently possesses. But first, we must erase what holds you back. Your identities, your memories, your attachments." "No," Donavan whispered, but his voice was lost in the collective silence. "Your transformation begins tonight." Later, back in his room, Donavan felt a buzz in the back of his skull. Subtle, like a distant vibration. He pressed his hands to his temples. That's when the wall in front of him shifted. Not opened, shifted, like a liquid curtain being drawn aside. And Sierra stood there. She looked pale, thinner than before, eyes sunken but alert. "Sierra?" he asked, stepping forward. She shook her head quickly. "Not here." He froze. Her posture was tense, eyes flicking to the corners of the room. "This place is never quiet," she whispered. "Even when it seems like it is." He nodded slowly. "I heard what they said," she went on, "but that's not all of it. There's something they didn't tell us." "What?" "There are others here. From before. People who didn't make it through the integration." She swallowed hard. "I've seen them." He blinked. "Seen them? In the lower levels. There's a facility. Medical, I think. I snuck in during a systems blackout. They look like husks. Their bodies are still there, but their minds," her voice cracked, "they don't remember who they are. They don't even react." Donavan felt his heart pounding. "They erase us," she said, "and if something goes wrong, they keep the bodies and toss the rest." For a long moment, Donavan didn't say anything. "Why are you telling me this?" he asked finally. She stared at him, eyes sharp. "Because you're not like the others. You're still you. I saw it in your eyes during the briefing. You're scared, just like me." He exhaled shaky. "What do we do?" Sierra stepped closer. "We escape." Donavan blinked. "You said it's impossible." "Not impossible," she said. "Just suicidal." They stared at each other in the silence that followed. A plan was forming. Dangerous, fragile, and desperate. But it was the only option left. Before she turned to go, she glanced over her shoulder. "They start wiping tomorrow. We need to move tonight." The wall melted back into place behind her, and Donavan was left alone, pulse thundering in his ears. This wasn't a prize. It was a prison. And tomorrow they tried to erase him from the inside out.